Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. So, all the doom tubers out there. Oh, that I'll remind I'll remind myself to tell you something about that in just a moment. All the doom tubers, and I think that's a term that Kelly coined it just last night because we were talking about all of the channels and all the news that just try to scare the you know what out of people and don't offer any solutions, but people just eat this up, right? Well, they've got everybody all scared about these drones going over New Jersey and are they over Pennsylvania now or whatever like that, and they just got them all scared. And I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you about that. We're going to talk about um, protecting yourself against drones, AI, an increasingly technological society here in just a minute. But I just did something, and we got to joking around last night, Kelly and I said, I need to put up a channel called DoomTube, and so I am going to. I have already registered it, so nobody else can get it. And it's just going to be about all the bad, horrible, crazy stuff that's out there that for those people who need to get scared can go and enjoy and consume all of the idiocy. Well, some of it's not, but they can go there. It's fun. I have no doubt, and I might cover my face in it. And you might ask, well, if you're going to cover your face, then why are you telling us here? Well, because you're special. You people here are on this channel because you actually want to learn. At least most of you. There's some that don't, but most of you are. And by the time I put this channel together, it won't be until January probably. I'm a little busy right now, but but I'll have fun with it. But if probably the channel will just take off like wildfire because people love to be scared. People love bad news. It's neurotic, but well, we got a lot of more neurotics in this world than we do normal people, right? And when you try to help people, or you try to educate people or help people learn, um, not that many people appreciate that. Not many people are interested in that. But boy, you wanna scare them, and you want to get them all titillated and all. Oh man, uh, they just go berserk, right? It's just like the old Art Bell and what's the guy's name? Is it still on? Is that Coast to Coast still on with George Norrie? People just love it. They eat that stuff up. Well, it could be aliens, it could be Sasquatch, it could be whatever uh, the flat Earth, the civilization that's living beneath the surface. Hey, I don't know. I'm not going to say that none of those exist. What I am going to say is that I've never seen them. Until I do, I don't believe it. So there we go. So I'll get that. That's my little announcement about that. But now back to all the doom tubers who, of course, are shoveling out the fear without any bit of solution. Let me give a little bit of solution here, okay? Okay, we were watching, well, of course, all these drones, and everybody's coming out. Let me address that first, because I know that everybody wants to, to think about that, talk about that. Uh, we got these people saying that they're coming from an Iranian mothership. And you realize how they use that term, mothership. What does that mean? That denotes space, right? A space, the mothership is up there somewhere in space, and they're off. And so they talk about Iran has got a mothership parked off our east coast and is launching these SUV-sized uh, drones all over, and who knows what kind of information they're collecting. I'm sure they're collecting a lot of information. We did let that Chinese spy balloon come over, and whoever this congressman was that says he had it on good authority in a secret meeting that Iran bought all of these drones and the mothership from China, and now is using it for this purpose. All of that, here again, I'm not going to say that's not true. I'm going to say I don't believe it. Okay, not yet. I mean, I don't believe this stuff until I see proof. And Iran has plenty to do over in their side of the world. Okay, they got plenty to put this money into and this time and everything to put it out there on our East Coast. First, and then secondly, hear this. We know who it is. This idea that we don't know who it is ridiculous. We know exactly who it is. And it's kind of like the old pogo. I think it is we have seen the enemy and the enemy is us. Okay. I think that's what's going on. And so what's the purpose? Are they, it could be, well, are they preparing us for the news that we have aliens living among us? Are they preparing us for a false flag of an alien invasion to announce martial law and clamp everything down before January 20th? Well, I'll tell you one thing they're doing. They are wanting to see the reaction of the people. That's clear. Uh, and to what extent the media is covering. Now, the extent to which the media is involved and actually has information from the government and is spilling out what the government wants them to say, we don't know. There's no way for us to know and to go on to this, long drawn out, continuous speculation about what might be going on serves absolutely no purpose. So what do I think about this? I think it's us, and I think they're for any of those reasons that I just discussed. I don't need to go over those. Okay, but it sure got everybody all up in arms, doesn't it? All now, I have to say there ain't no drones in Kansas, which is why I live in Kansas. Not the only reason, right? But we don't have drones here, and you probably don't have drones where you are, and um, we will see what happens. But this brings up just the latest thing. I have said for a long time, I don't know if I've said it on here much, but I have said for a long time that the Terminator movies are probably some of the greatest preparedness movies out there because they are showing us the potential future that we are going to have to deal with and therefore prepare for. Um, Brody and I, my second son, our second son, I don't claim, you know, total rights to him. He's Kelly's son too. Uh, our second son, we watched a movie the other night, called Atlas. And if you've seen it, it's not particularly a great movie. I'm not really a sci-fi guy. I mean, I find some of it very interesting, but it's not the first genre that I would go to. But I thought, I really wanted to see his reaction to this, and it's a story about well, just watch it yourself if you want to. But it's about how should I the okay Neuralink and AI and robots and everything like this, right? And I wanted to see Brody's reaction to it. So I said, "Hey, you want to watch this?" He says, "We already watched it." To be honest, I had forgotten that we had. I guess we watched it as a family last summer. And I guess that's the impression that it left on me that I don't recall. But or maybe it's me getting old, but I think my memory is getting sharper now that I'm getting back on Carnival. And as I watched it, I remembered having seen it. But I have a tendency to sweep crap out of my mind so that I just don't dwell on these things. Today is a new day. Tomorrow's the next day. I think about that. I don't, I try to keep my mind swept of useless information. Um, Plenty of other people for that, right? So we watched it, and he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it, and I asked him what he thought about it. I says, "What do you think we should do And I asked my daughter too, "What do you think we should do to protect ourselves against AI, robots, drones, whatever?" And they said, "Well," and the first thing they said was limit our screen time. And that's what they've heard, right? That's what they've heard so much. Limit your kids' screen time. I disagree with that. And I know that we have a lot of people in the prepper world that will say, kids don't know anything because they spend all their time on their phones and everything like that. Well, they learn a lot. It, they're not just playing Candy Crush. Is that the name of that little game? And yeah, they're on Snapchat a lot. They're on different things. They're on TikTok, and they learn an unbelievable amount of things on those. It's very educational. This is the new type of learning. This is a kind of like Bitcoin and the cryptos are. This is decentralized learning. They are able to access information that they're not getting in their schools. I don't care whether it's public schools or home schools. You can't keep kids from learning. You can only direct it. And what they've a lot of much of the reason that the younger generation, I'll tell you right now, and a lot of people listening to this won't believe it because, to be honest, too many preppers are stuck in their ways. Much of the reason that the younger generation supported Trump so much and continues to is TikTok. TikTok. A lot of people stay away from it because they've heard that it's bad. They've heard that it's Chinese intelligence collecting our information. Well, you think that's different than our government? Collecting information through everything else we do. And I'll be honest. Ask yourself why our government wants to shut down TikTok. Ask yourself. And I find it interesting that so many people who profess to distrust our government, and I mean the United States, and for you Canadians, it's Canadian, and for Australians, it's Australians, and for you Germans, it's all down the road. But who profess total distrust of their own government, all of a sudden trusts that our government is doing the right thing by trying to ban something that they claim is an intelligence collection vehicle for an adversary. When actually you watch TikTok and you will see a lot of truth on there you do not see in our media, including on a lot of prepper channels. But you'll find it on DoomTube when I get DoomTube. How do you think I should dress for that, by the way? Should I wear an outfit? Should I cover my face? Should I wear a balaclava? I always say that word backwards. With sunglasses? I don't know. Give me your ideas. I'd love to hear that. This should be fun. But yeah, they learn a lot. And I told them after, they said, well, limit our screen time. I said, no, the way you combat anything is to know about it. There is, people are more entertained by the problem than by the solution, right? Because problems give you something to get all jazzed about. Solutions take work. Solutions means that you have to involve yourself in learning about a situation so that you can deal with it. And how to deal with AI, drones, robots, everything in the world means you have to learn about it. You have to learn. That is the first and foremost requirement for dealing with any problem is understanding the problem, educating yourself. Now, I don't claim, and as a matter of fact, you've heard me say before, I am about as low tech as you can get. I know how to answer my phone, send a text, take a picture, and then record myself on this and put it up for y'all to see. That's about the extent of my. I mean, I don't know what most of the buttons on my SUV do. Seriously, I don't. And I don't care because what I want to do with my SUV is get it and drive somewhere. So I am unbelievably not curious about so many things. I'm a really basic person. But I tell you, I understand that is to my detriment and I need to fix it. And so what I was explaining to the kids and what I want to pass on here is that the way to defend yourself against this stuff is to learn about it. Learn as much as you can. I'm just now, and for those of you on Patreon, you know that I've asked people about, what about this? What about that? We got to, and if you're not on Patreon, you should be. I'll invite you over there. The link's down below. We have some just unbelievably smart people over there. And I have learned so much about so many things. I've learned about EMP, even though I wrote 7 books about that. Okay, I did it from a survival aspect, not the technological aspect. We got Hondo Bomb. We got uh, uh, Mike Hoskins. We've got we got Mike Morton, who knows other things we got a lot of people who know a lot of stuff. And if you're not with us, I'd suggest you come on over. Like I say, the link is down below. And I've asked them, uh, what about certain things? And I'm just now learning about crypto. Just now, I just bought some Bitcoin for the first time in my life. Uh, and I'm learning more about, and I'm determined to learn more about technology. Now, I will never get to the level that some of these guys are. Just never will. I don't think that my mind works that way. I have other things to do. But the more I'm aware, the more I know about things, the more I'm able to deal with them. And the same with you. And you have to understand that. So, so many of the people, especially on the prepper channels, will feed you this continuous dribble of stuff to be scared of. But you have to get past that. I mean, it's good to know that these things are out there, but stop short of the fear. And oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? The sky is falling. Well, if the sky is falling, you better learn how to protect yourself against a falling sky, right? So that's how to deal with drones and AI and robots and all these things. They are coming. They are coming. And you need to understand that and accept it. Just like, people that were all scared about the horseless carriages. Oh my gosh, these things are going to take over the world. And it's the mark of the beast and the devil and all these things. And I don't, that's a whole nother discussion there. I'll address that another time. Because that also, I hate it when, I'm going to stop short. I'm going to do one about the end times here one of these days and how too many people use the Bible to scare people improperly. I mean, the truth in the Bible you need to follow it, but it can easily and it's been used to scare people for so long, and that's too bad. But learn about it. Learn about it. Don't be like the person who said, "Oh, these horseless carriages are terrible, and I just want to hide from them and all that." Well, it's still hiding from them, I mean, the only people that are still hiding from that stuff are the Amish for the most part, and they will get in a car if it helps them, if it's absolutely necessary, They will use a phone, just not their phone. They will all sorts of things. It's interesting how people select what they will and will not do, isn't it? Anyway, learn about these things. If you want to protect yourself against these things, ignorance is not going to do it. Okay? Ignorance is not a solution. You know how they say hope is not a plan? Neither is ignorance. So learn about these things. And I'm going to, and I'm looking forward to it. So there you have it. Like we always say, we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And preparing well means learning. It means learning about the things you are going to have to deal with. Okay? And I can't wait to start DoomTube. Let me know what you all think about that, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.